The Futsal Action Plan essentially sets out the direction and the key priorities that we will focus on as a national body, but also within our federations to drive the growth of futsal.
The Futsal Action Plan exists to help drive the game of futsal forward in New Zealand and help our players, coaches, referees and those involved in administering the game have opportunities to get involved and enjoy the game in a positive environment. The Futsal Action Plan has been formulated through consultation with the 6 federations, but also the wider football and futsal community across Aotearoa, New Zealand.
We've outlined 4 strategic priorities moving forward for futsal. The first one, and probably the most important one, is enriches lives through futsal.
Our vision for the sport is to continue to grow futsal's popularity and quality throughout all levels of the game, to make futsal New Zealand's most inclusive and accessible indoor sport.
We aim to ensure that futsal becomes a key driver for all communities and supports the participation of all people.
The second priority is strengthen capability and leadership through futsal.
We know that futsal at every level benefits from the work of well-supported officials, coaches, managers and administrators. To achieve this, we need to ensure that futsal has effective and high-quality development systems in place for referees and coaches with clear pathways and ongoing support to all involved.
It's critical that behind the scenes, everyone's feeling looked after, supported. I think everyone knows that an important part of a game doing well is having people in the background doing jobs that get the participants or the players out on the court.
The third priority is inspiring performances on the international stage. This is so our achievements create pride and connection amongst New Zealanders, not just with our national teams, but equally the development pathways that lead into those national teams.
What we want to see is the futsal whites and the futsal ferns out there playing games and doing well against international opposition. It's important to help prepare for World Cups, make sure that we're ready to go, we're qualifying for these events and also doing well at World Cups. But I think it also helps inspire the general futsal community.
Qualifying for the World Cup is one of the goals within the action plan, and Marv and the team managed to do that just a few days ago. We've qualified for our first ever World Cup. What that means for the action plan and inspiring performances on the international stage, we saw packed out Bruce Pullman Arena with a number of people enjoying international futsal live for the first time. I'm pretty confident that the team have inspired the next generation as well as the country to get involved with the game.
The fourth strategic priority of the Futsal Action Plan is partnership and resource, which basically means that futsal in New Zealand has excellent governance and operational delivery. There's 3 key elements to it. Firstly, that futsal is actually well supported financially to execute this action plan.
Continued marketing and communication programs will allow us to increase the exposure and engagement in futsal via New Zealand Football and Federation digital platforms to ensure we continue the growth of the game at all levels. Relationships with key stakeholders is vital to ensure young athletes have appropriate equipment, venues and opportunities to play futsal nationwide.
While we're only releasing the action plan publicly now, there's a lot of work that's gone on prior to the release. For example, big calendar changes which saw the Super Leagues expand to a full format, the women's competition matching the men's competition, having parity there, youth nationals moving from the middle of the year to the end of the year, and equally bidding for the Nations Cup, which we've just hosted. So there has been a lot in the background that's already been executed, and this plan will continue that moving into 2026. Essentially that we actually achieve what's written in this plan. Equally, it's working with and supporting our 6 member federations to deliver on their regional priorities and ensuring the action plan comes to life within their federations. For me, what's key is that no matter where you live in New Zealand, you have as many opportunities to consume and engage futsal however it suits you.
Futsal is the most inclusive indoor sport in New Zealand and it continues to grow in popularity. So we do have a responsibility to get things right.
The core purpose of this piece of work is to enrich lives and connect people through positive experiences, ultimately to build stronger communities.
It's an exciting time for futsal in New Zealand. We've just qualified for our first ever Men's World Cup. FIFA have just announced the inaugural Women's Futsal World Cup. But equally, community futsal is back to a really good space. We had some challenges over COVID, but now in a lot of our federations we're back to pre-pandemic numbers, which is so exciting. With all the activity and opportunity that's been presented to us, hopefully the Futsal Action Plan will help us drive the game and support all members of our community at all levels of the game for years to come.